Hello, good afternoon. So our next topic is all about antifungal agents. So this is just a review of our microbiology and parasitology subject. So when we talk about dermatophytes are aerobic fungi that can invade and infect the keratinized layers of skin, hair, and nails. So in short, your dermatophyte is a collective term or a general term for our microsporum, trichophyton, and epidermophyton. So these are examples or types or kinds of dermatophytes. So when we talk about microsporum is only present or it only affects our hair and skin. Mostly affected are children. For our trichophyton, this affects skin, hair, and nails. Kaya nga siya trichophyton. And lastly, we have your epidermophyton. This will affect skin and nails, especially the feet, hands, and the groin area. So, for our fungal infection, the most common one is the ringworm infection. No? So, under ringworm, meron tayong different types of ringworm or tinea. We have your Tinea manum, cruris, mycoses, capitis, unguium. We also have your pedis, your capitis, your corporis, your barbae. So, yun po yung examples or common types of tinea based sa kanyang location. Our fungal infections can be seen superficially, cutaneously, or subcutaneously. No? An example of a fungi that may affect or that can be seen superficially are the following: your black pedra, white pedra, your pityriasis versicolor. For cutaneous, we have your dermatophytosis, your candidiasis, and for subcutaneous, we also have your mycetoma, sporotrichosis, and chromoblastomycosis. So ito, natapos natin to sa microbiology. So if you're going to review your microbiology notes, makikita nyo, meron tayong ganito. Then, pwede rin pong systemic yung ating infection by fungi, no? Such as your blastomycosis, histoplasmosis, coccidiomycosis, cryptococcosis, systemic candidiasis, and aspergillosis. No? So as you can see, sa kanyang drug of choice, mostly amphotericin B except for histoplasmosis, ang kanyang drug of choice is itraconazole. And for cryptococcosis, ang kanyang drug of choice is fluconazole. Cryptococcosis, please remember yung cryptococcosis usually can cause CNS lesion. So nakakapas siya sa blood-brain barrier. Yeah, cryptococcosis. Fluconazole is the drug of choice for cryptococcosis. Next, we have your topical agents for dermatophytosis. First one, we have your propionic acid. This is present in respiration in low concentration. It is non-irritating and non-toxic antifungal agent. Next, we have your zinc propionate. This is used as a fungicide, particularly in adhesive tape. We also have your sodium caprylate. This is the structure of your sodium caprylate, which is a component of your coconut and your palm oils. This is used topically to treat now superficial dermatomycosis caused by albicans, trichophyton, mycosporum, and epidermophyton. We also have your undecanoic acid, or also known as your 10-undecanoic acid, branding Desinix or Cruwex. So this is used to treat now athlete's foot or tinea EDIS. This is the structure of your undecylenic acid. Next, we have your salicylic acid and resorcinol. Ito po ang ating salicylic acid. Ito po ang ating resorcinol. So, review lang ito ng organic chemistry. So, salicylic acid is a strong aromatic acid with both antiseptic and keratolytic properties. By itself, salicylic acid is a poor antifungal agent. While your resorcinol is also known as your meta hydroxyphenol, kasi meta yan. So, carbon number 1 at carbon number 3, yung ating hydroxyl. Pag para, 1 and 4. Pag ortho, 1 and 2. Possesses antiseptic and keratolytic property. Okay, next we have your benzoic acid. So, benzoic acid, meron siyang antifungal property. However, this agent cannot penetrate the outer layer of the skin. Kaya itong benzoic acid ay kinocombine sa isang keratolytic agent para ma-penetrate niya yung ating skin. And itong benzoic acid ay kinocombine sa salicylic acid. Diba? Ang salicylic acid meron siyang keratolytic property. So, tatanggalin niya yung outer layer of your skin para makapasok ngayon itong benzoic acid. And one preparation that contains now benzoic acid and salicylic acid is your Whitfield's ointment USP. So this ointment contains now benzoic acid and salicylic acid in 6% concentration in a petrolato base. Yan po. Salicylic acid plus benzoic acid, Dermaline Whitfield's ointment. So again, yung ating benzoic acid, hindi siya makapenetrate sa ating skin. Kaya kailangan niya ng keratolytic agent. And one keratolytic agent is your salicylic acid. Next, antifungal classification is your nucleoside antifungals. So under your nucleoside antifungals, we have your flucytosine. Your flucytosine is a pyrimidine analog. Yeah, pyrimidine analog. Po. The main mechanism of action of our flucytosine, once our drug is inside the cell, it is converted into 5-fluorouracil, which is the active metabolite of our flucytosine. And this active metabolite of our flucytosine, which is your 5-fluorouracil, will now inhibit the nucleic acid synthesis. Wow. So that's the mechanism of action of our flucytosine. So usually, this flucytosine is used in combination with amphotericin B for the treatment of systemic mycoses and meningitis caused by Cryptococcus neoformans and candidiasis. Bakit with amphotericin B? Diba remember, yung ating amphotericin B, ang kanyang mechanism of action ay pore formation. So, bubutasin niya yung ating cell wall ng fungi para magkaroon ng butas. So, pag may butas na, faster ngayon yung penetration ng ating flucytosine sa ating fungal cell. Next, we have your antifungal antibiotics, such as your polyenes. Under your polyenes, we have your amphotericin B, nystatin, and your natamycin. So, for amphotericin B, the source of our amphotericin B is your Streptomyces nodosus, drug of choice for systemic mycoses. Di ba nakita niyo yung table kanina? Systemic mycoses, puro amphotericin B yung ating drug of choice except for histoplasmosis and cryptococcus. So the mechanism of action of our amphotericin B, pore formation. So once meron ng pore, it will now bind to ergosterol, and this will disrupt membrane function, which will lead to cell death. Usually, amphotericin B is also used topically to treat cutaneous and mucocutaneous mycoses caused by Candida albicans. As you look at the structure of our amphotericin B, our amphotericin B contains now 7 conjugated double bonds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 po ang double bonds sa structure ng ating amphotericin B. Next, we have your nystatin. So, nystatin, source niya, Streptomyces norsei. This is used to treat now candidiasis. So, sa mga baby, common yung candidiasis, yung oral candidiasis. So, binibigay po itong nystatin to treat now yung oral candidiasis. So, the dosage of our nystatin is expressed in units. And remember this one, 1 milligram of nystatin contains not less than 2,000 USP units. So 1 milligram, 2,000 units. Pag 5 milligrams, 10,000 units. Kuha. And look at the structure of our nystatin. Our nystatin, kung sa ating amphotericin B, meron siyang 7 conjugated double bonds. In our nystatin, meron lang po siyang 6 conjugated double bonds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Hence, kung mas marami yung double bonds sa ating amphotericin B than our nystatin, mas potent at more active and more toxic ang ating amphotericin B than our nystatin. So, ang basis is the number of double bonds present in the structure of our poly antibiotics. So, pag mas marami yung kanyang double bond, mas active siya, pero mas toxic siya. So, this is your nystatin orastin brand name. Ito po yung binibigay sa baby na merong oral candidiasis. So, as you look at the number of units in this preparation, so meron siyang 100,000 units, ilang grams yan or ml. Okay, next we have natamycin. So natamycin is still a polyantibiotic obtained from the cultures of Streptomyces natalensis. The mechanism of action of this antibiotic for 26-membered ring, the MOA is that there is a leakage of potassium in our fungi, which will cause cell lysis. But for the 38-membered ring, it will cause potassium leakage at low fungistatic concentration, but on high fungicidal concentration, this can cause cell lysis. Next, other antifungal antibiotic, we have your Griseofulvin from Penicillium griseofulvum. So the MOA of this antibiotic or this antifungal antibiotic, this will interact with the microtubule within the fungus and inhibit mitosis, specifically the metaphase part. And this antifungal antibiotic, its absorption is increased with fatty acids. And Griseofulvin has been used for a long time for the systemically delivered treatment of refractory ringworm infections, and the most successful attempts at improving absorption have centered on creating a micronized, ultramicrosized, microsized Griseofulvin. Again, the most successful attempts at improving the absorption of these antifungal antibiotics have centered on creating a micronized, ultramicrosized, microsized Griseofulvin. So this is the structure of our Griseofulvin. For the source of our Griseofulvin, once chlorine is replaced by our fluorine, same lang yung kaniyang activity. Pero pag ito ay napalitan ng bromine and hydrogen, decrease ang activity. And once you place a halogen on carbon number 5, it will also decrease the activity and the replacement of CH3 oxygen on ring C with either propoxy or butoxy function. This will increase activity. One. Next, we have your allylamines and related compounds. So for this one, ang kanilang mechanism of action, inhibition of your S-choline epoxidase. So under allylamines, we have your terbinafine and your tolnaftate. Terbinafine, brand name Lanosil. Tolnaftate, brand name Tinactin. No? So aside from terbinafine and tolnaftate, we also have your naphthefine. Both naphthefine and terbinafine have been approved as topical agents for the treatment of tinea pedis, cruris, and corporis caused by Trichophyton rubrum or Trichophyton mentagrophytes or Epidermophyton frucosum. So ito po ang structure ng terbinafine, tolnaftate. Next, we have your Azole antifungal agents. So the MOA of your Azole antifungal agent pwede siyang fungistatic and pwede siyang fungicidal. The fungicidal effect is clearly associated with damage to the cell membrane with loss of essential cellular components such as potassium and amino acids. The fungistatic effect has been associated with inhibition of membrane-bound enzyme, your CP450 class enzyme, specifically your lanosterol 14-alpha demethylase. So ito po yung target, yan, itong enzyme na po ito, lanosterol, yun po yung MOA ng ating Azole antifungal agents. So again, the mechanism, they will interact with lanosterol 14-alpha demethylase to block the demethylation of lanosterol to ergosterol in membranes. So this will prevent the methylation of block the demethylation of lanosterol to ergosterol. So wait lang. Yeah. So blocking the demethylation, so removal of methyl group. Ito po. Yan. So pag na-prevent yan, walang mo-form na ergosterol. Sa ating ergosterol kasi wala po tayong methyl group dito. Yan, just compared to our lanosterol. So, ginagawa ni Azole, prevent niya yung pagtanggal ng methyl group dito para walang ma-form na ergosterol. Diba, ang ergosterol, yun po yung sa cell wall ng ating fungi. Next, we have your clotrimazole, brand name Canesten for superficial mycoses. We also have your econazole, used as a 1% cream for the topical treatment of local tinea infections and cutaneous candidiasis. We also have your miconazole for superficial mycosis, branding Dactarin. Thioconazole, pag meron tayong letter T, meron tayong letter V, vulvovaginal candidiasis. Ketoconazole, side effect or adverse effect of our ketoconazole, gynecomastia, because this drug inhibits now androgen and adrenal steroid synthesis. Aside from that, hepatotoxic din po ang ating ketoconazole. Next, we have your itraconazole. As compared to our ketoconazole, mas lesser po yung endocrinologic effects of our itraconazole. No? And it is more effective and better tolerated than our ketoconazole. Another advantage of our itraconazole, it is not hepatotoxic and does not cause adrenal or testicular suppression in recommended therapeutic doses. Next, we have your fluconazole. So, fluconazole, it has an excellent penetrability into our CSF. Kaya siya ginagamit for systemic systemic fungal infections such as your cryptococcosis caused by Cryptococcus neoformans. Newer antifungal agents, we have your voriconazole that has potent activity against a broad variety of fungi, including the clinically important pathogens. It is more potent than itraconazole against Aspergillus species. Synthetic antibacterial agents, you have your quinolones, nitrofurands, methanamine, urinary analgesics, and your anti-tuberculosis agents. First one, we have your quinolones. So our quinolones are categorized based on their isosteric heterocyclic rings. So first group, we have your naphthyridines, which includes now your nalidixic acid and enoxacin. We also have your quinolones, such as your norfloxacin, ciprofloxacin, and lomifloxacin. Then last, we have your sinolines. Under that, we have your sinoxacin. Adverse effects of our quinolones, low incidence of CNS activity, crystalluria. This will chelate with metals. It is phototoxic, so there is an extreme sensitivity to sunlight. So pag nagtitake ka nito, dapat hindi ka nakapa-araw. So our quinolones are divided into 4 generations. So first, second, third, and fourth generation. For the first generation, we have your sinoxacin, nalidixic acid, oxylinic acid. For our second generation, we have your ciproenoxacin, fleroxacin, lomifloxacin, levofloxacin, norfloxacin, ofloxacin, rofloxacin. For our third generation, we have your gatifloxacin, grepafloxacin, pazofloxacin, sparfloxacin, and utosufloxacin. For our fourth generation, we have your linafloxacin, gelmifloxacin, moxifloxacin, and trovafloxacin. Again, our quinolones are categorized are divided into 4 generations. The mechanism of action of our quinolones, our quinolones inhibits DNA gyrase, specifically the topoisomerase 2. So therefore, this antibacterial agent can inhibit the nucleic acid transcription and replication, which prevents cell division and or protein synthesis. Next, we have renalidixic acid. So first generation quinolone, so its congeners represent important alternatives for the treatment of urinary tract infections caused by strains of protease resistant to other agents. Again, first generation nalidixic acid, UTI. Next one, we have your norfloxacin. So itong norfloxacin, meron siyang fluorine atom which provides potency against gram-positive organisms, whereas the piperazine ring, ito po, moiety improves anti-pseudomonal activity. This drug also contains an ethyl group in the quinolone group. So, meron yung quinolone po natin. Ito po, meron po siyang piperazine ring, meron din po siyang ethyl group. No? The fluorine present in our quinolone group, increases the potency of this drug against gram-positive agent. Itong piperazine group, anti-pseudomonal activity. And then, sa structure ng ating norfloxacin, meron nakakabit na ethyl group sa ating quinolone group. Wow. So, ito po ay for gram-positive. Ito po ay for anti-pseudomonal activity. Next, we have your ciprofloxacin. For the ciprofloxacin, this is the most potent quinolones. So, if you look at the structure of our quinolone, ciprofloxacin, meron siyang quinolone, meron siyang piperazine ring, but kung sa ating norfloxacin meron siyang ethyl group, ito meron tayong cyclopropyl. So, yeah. Next, we have your nitrofurans. So, general structure of our nitrofurans, ito po. Yan, ito po ang ating nitrofurans. So, under nitrofurans, we have your nitrofurazone, furazolidone, and nitrofurantoin or furantoin. Itong tatlong ito, meron sila antibacterial property. Pero idagdag natin dito ang Nifortimox. Yung Nifortimox, Nifurtimox, meron siyang antiprotozoal property. Another nitrofuran is your metronidazole, which will be discussed later on sa ating antiprotozoal agents. So under nitrofurazone, we have your furazolidone. This is used as an oral treatment for bacterial or protozoal diarrhea caused by susceptible organisms. Furazolidone should not be taken together with alcohol because your furazolidone will inhibit aldehyde dehydrogenase. So, hindi po natin ma-metabolize ang ating alcohol pag tinik mo ang alcohol together with your furazolidone. So, your furazolidone will inhibit aldehyde dehydrogenase enzyme, preventing the conversion of our alcohol to aldehyde. Next, we have your nitrofurantoin or nitrofurantoin. This drug is a urinary antiseptic. Urinary antiseptic po ang ating nitrofurantoin or nitrofurantoin. Brand name available for this one is macrodantin. Usually, ginagamit siya as a treatment for urinary tract infection for pregnant women na may UTI. Next, we have your methanamine and its salts. So, methanamine, the activity of hexamethylene tetramine, such as your erythropoietin and uretone, depends on the liberation of formaldehydes. Methanamine is used internally as a urinary antiseptic for the treatment of chronic urinary tract infection. Again, chronic urinary tract infection, methanamine, liberation of formaldehyde. Next, we have your urinary analgesic, such as your phenazopyridine hydrochlorides. This was formerly used as a urinary antiseptic. Its present utility lies in its local analgesic effect on the mucosa of the urinary tract. The advantage of this drug is that it is rapidly excreted in the urine, to which it gives an orange-red color, and this will stains your fabrics, and that stain may be removed by soaking it in a 0.25% solution of sodium dithionite. Next, we have your anti-tubercular agents, such as your isoniazid, INH, isonicotinic acid anhydride, or isonicotinyl hydrazides. So this drug inhibits mycolic acid synthase and kasama siya as a first-line agent for tuberculosis. Diba sa first-line agent for tuberculosis, we have your isoniazid and rifampicin. The main adverse effect of this drug, siya po ay nagkukos ng peripheral neuritis. Kaya nga itong drug na to ay kinocombine sa vitamin B6 because your vitamin B6 or your pyridoxine will prevent peripheral neuritis. Aside from that, our isoniazid is a hepatotoxic agent. Next, we have your ethionamide. Ethionamide is considered a secondary drug for the treatment of TB. It is used in the treatment of isoniazid-resistant tuberculosis or when the patient is intolerant to isoniazid and other drugs. So, pag intolerant po ang ating patient sa isoniazid or resistant na po yung ating Mycobacterium tuberculosis sa isoniazid, pwede natin ibigay ang ethionamide. Next, we have your pyrazinamide or your pyrazine carboxamide. The active metabolite of this drug is your pyrazinoic acid. Now, for this drug, short-term lang yung use niya. Why? Because this drug is not active against metabolically inactive tuberculobacilli or your Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Hence, it is not considered suitable for long-term therapy. Adverse effect of pyrazinamide. This drug can cause hyperuricemia or hepatotoxicity. Next one, we have your ethambutol. This drug is active only against dividing mycobacteria and hindi siya ginagamit as a sole therapy. So, in combination siya with other antibacterial agents or anti-tubercular agents. No? This drug will inhibit the enzyme arabinosyl transferase. So, the main adverse effect of this drug, letter E, I, optic neuritis. Next, we have your para-aminosalicylic acids. So, this drug will inhibit your PABA. Next, we have ricofazimine. Ricofazimine is a basic red dye ginagamit for the treatment of leprosy, including dapsone-resistant form. So, it is frequently used in combination with dapsone or rifampin. Side effect of this drug, since siya ay red dye, this can cause hyperpigmentation. So, kulay dye, pigment, kulay. Okay, next we have rifamycin from Streptomyces mediterraneae, a class of antibiotics that contains a macrolytic ring bridge across two non-adjacent positions of an aromatic nucleus and called ansamycins. Ito yung bridge. Yan. Next we have rifampin. This is used to eradicate the carrier state in asymptomatic carriers of Neisseria meningitidis to prevent outbreaks of meningitis in high-risk areas such as military facilities. Adverse effect, red-orange coloration of urine. Cycloserine. This antibiotic has been isolated from the fermentation of beer of three different streptomyces. We have your Orchidaceous, Garofalus and Lavendulus. So yung orchid ay color lavender, yung grapes ay color lavender. Cycloserine, fermentation of beer. Next, we have your capreomycin from Streptomyces capreolus. This is similar with your viomycin, and this drug is potentially a toxic agent because this drug will damage now your cranial nerve and renal damage.